Hi everybody. So I thought I would bring you guys along with me today as I finish up these composition book planners that I'm going to be using in 2025 and probably longer than that. This one is pretty much done already. This one is going to be the reference planner for my work, and I just went ahead and set it up already. Part of this I did in another video, just a couple of videos ago last week. And I just went ahead and finished up the inside of it. And so I thought I would show you that and then do the other one. I'm going to finish this one with you guys on this video today. Let me get that out of the way. There we go. All right, so I made, this is like scrapbook paper that I just cut down to fit. And then in the video, I didn't cover it. I went back and I had glued it down, and I decided that the glue wasn't gonna hold the paper down. So I went ahead and put like clear packing tape over it, just to make it more durable, because this is gonna last for a while. And I went ahead and I made a pocket. I just cut down a piece of cardstock and didn't glue it down, I taped it down. And I've got one set up to do in the other planners so that you guys can see how I did that. And then I made this little pocket too, also out of cardstock. I printed this out on vellum, or not vellum, but like transparent matte sticker paper. I printed this out because this is going to be my work reference planner. And so I just laid down that whole sheet of sticker paper across to cover that, just to kind of make a pretty intro page. And then this is going to be my index. And so this, I made these myself and printed them out. And so that's all there is in this setup. Now my media planner is going to be a little bit different. This is just cardstock and washi tape on the back. And then that was the back piece of scrapbook paper that I used. And I also covered the back with just packing tape. So I thought you guys might be interested in seeing how I did that. So this is the one I'm going to be using for my media journal for 2025. And it will probably last much longer than that. I went ahead and numbered these pages by hand, and then I printed out, this is going to be what's going to be the pocket, and we'll put, this will be the other pocket. I'm going to put this on top of here, and this will be the page. This is printed on clear matte, transparent matte paper. And we'll just lay that right across there. I already cut this down to fit, so. And I was thinking I would put this piece in the back here. I might lay a piece of washi tape. So I picked out these two washies to go with this paper. I feel like that washi matches almost perfectly, so I was thinking that'll be really pretty. So that's my plan. Let's see how this goes. Let's do this first part. I think it's going to be this, trying to get this to. So what I'm going to do to make this a little easier is I'm just going to peel back part of the page, part of the backing. Maybe. These things are notoriously difficult to, there it is. Do it that way. Okay. So I'm just going to peel back the edge of this in hopes that I can get it to lay down without messing up. We'll see. So I'm just going to line this up. very carefully pull this out. And just kind of probably could use like a ruler or something on this back side that might make it a little easier to do it without getting any bubbles in it. I'm getting a few bubbles, but I'm just pressing them out as I go. So pieces done. Okay, now I'm gonna lift up that second piece, and I'm just pushing the bubbles out as I go. Yeah, a ruler or something, you know, with a straight edge might make that a little easier. I'm doing it with my fingers, but I don't have a long ruler in here to use for this. So this is working. Ooh, I got that right. See, there's a little bubble right there. Let me just push that out. Yeah, that turned out perfect. Right, it's right on the edge. That works. Okay, so now I think I want to take this washi. I'm gonna just lay that. Oh, you know what? I'm afraid, I don't think there'll be a problem with this binding, but you can see right there, you can see where it's bound. I don't want these pages to tear, so I'm just gonna reinforce it with some clear Scotch tape. Transparent, I guess it's not Scotch tape, but I'm just gonna lay that right like that. Okay, so that binding should be secure now. And then I'm gonna take this washi and oh, that's a pretty color. And I'm just gonna lay it there to hide kind of where that cardstock meets. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of decorating in this planner. It's going to be primarily just to keep track of my reads. But I like, the beginning of it can be pretty. That color is really pretty. I like that. So we have that. So that's my intro page. And then we're going to put this pocket in here like this. So it'll look like that. So how I made this was I just cut the corner. I just took I actually took a big bowl to use as a guide for that corner, and then I straight drew, you can even see there where I drew the edge and then cut. So I cut the corner of the cardstock, and then I cut a straight line here and a straight line here and a diagonal here and here, so that when these fold, they'll fold together like that. And I'm going to put tape right here, and that's what we're going to use, so that when you get a little bit of give, so you've got some room inside the pocket. And we're going to glue, or not glue, you could glue it down. I don't have the right kind of glue, so I'm going to use tape to do this, which is kind of tedious. I think glue would probably be better, but I don't have any. So what I'm going to do, if I can do this without making a gigantic mess, I actually got that a little too long, so we're going to cut that off. Make this, I don't want this to be longer. I don't want this to be longer than that's about right. I'm gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll this tape. Maybe. I like that. Oh my goodness, this is going to be... Glue would be so much easier, but I don't have any. So let's see if I can get it to roll. There we go. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to put this right here. And we'll do the same thing on this other side. We're going to reinforce this from the outside, so you don't have to worry about it being loose. I mean, you don't have to reinforce it, but I'm going to, because I tend to use my pockets quite a bit in my journals to store extra stickers and just extra pages. I printed out, I'll show you, I printed out my book covers for the books that I've already read that I want to put in here, and the movies that we watched that I want to put in here. So that's kind of a mess, but it doesn't matter because nobody is going to see that. And these pockets will be great to store those until I have time to actually sit down and work on them. All right, now I'm going to make sure I get this laid down even. There we go, just like that. So these are some of the books. They're a little bigger than I anticipated that they would be, but it'll work. It'll work just fine. And then these are the scripts that I printed. I made these and printed these out so that I can do my book reviews for these. But so these are the first 3 book reviews that I'm gonna have in here. So I figured I could do 2 per page. That's my plan anyway. So we'll see how that goes. So let's finish this pocket. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce this with tape along the bottom here. Oops, too long. Too long again. Put some tape right there. I'm just going to crease that into the bottom of the pocket, and then we will put this over. It blends right into that packing tape. You can't even see it. So there's the bottom reinforced, and then I'm going to also reinforce the side here. Guesstimating the length. Okay. And then we will do the same thing. We'll just flip it over. Do that. Okay. So now we have this pocket done. And then I also made this one to put another little small pocket right here. And on this journal, I did not do this little cutout, but I thought it'd be a little bit easier if I made a cutout right there to get stuff in and out. And I hope that's going to be deep enough. It should be. So on this one, I had cut a rectangle and then folded the sides. And I did the same thing where I just cut the corner so that it doesn't add too much bulk in the corners. When you bend it over, it doesn't add a lot of bulk if you cut the corners out right there. So once again, I'm going to fiddle with the tape and see if I can tape this pocket down. I've seen a couple of other creators who have done some really beautiful composition journals, decorating them, and I've just gotten a lot of inspiration from watching their channels, and I wish I could remember them off the top of my head, who they were. I cannot remember their names. But if this interests you, I definitely encourage you to search composition journal, creative journaling, because there's a lot of other people out there doing this and probably doing it way better than me. All right. Last one. I could see double-sided tape would work really well. I've seen people with that Tombow double-sided tape roll or whatever. I've seen that would probably work a lot better for this too, but I don't have any of that. So this is what you do when you don't have all the cool supplies. All right. So then we just fold that back underneath like that and figure out where you want it. I'm going to put it right there. And ta-da! I have a little pocket. And once again, I'm going to reinforce this just to make sure that it doesn't come off. I just finished wrapping all of my presents this morning for Christmas. I'm so glad to have all of that done. I'm starting to get a little bit excited now. I'm off for the next week, so I'm actually officially on vacation, which is exciting. And I woke up this morning and I was just in a really good mood. So I hope that you all are having a good holiday season as well. Not too stressed. Be sure to take care of yourselves. Get a little self-care in there in the middle of doing all the things for the family and everybody else. Don't forget yourself. Okay, pocket is done. So there we go. So that should work. That should work pretty good. So those would go in there like that, or in there like that. Oh, that's gonna work so well. All right, I like that. All right, let's flip to the back. And once again, and then that just worries me. So let's go ahead and put some tape on that to reinforce it. Oh. Then I'm going to put this tape down to kind of hide that. Okay, that turned out pretty good. All right, I have this washi tape too, which is so pretty, but I really don't see a place where it would be to put it. But I do think I have this left over. So this is actually, I cut off from the edge of that when I cut it down. I'm gonna put that back here, just like that. If I can get this backing off. Had that before. just kind of tear through the paper. There we go. I got it. Now this one I'm not as worried about. Oh, I didn't think about it being against the green. It's not going to show up as well, but that's okay. It'll be all right. It'll just be a little added interest on that back page there. Okay, so that is on there. Now I want to do the index page. I numbered these pages already so that I could do an index, because I want to be able to find, like, if there's a certain movie, I'm like, oh, there was a quote that I liked in that movie. I want to be able to go back and find it. So I'm going to use this washi across the top. Oops. I was listening back to when I was editing one of my videos, and I noticed that when I roll out the washi, it has this like super satisfying sound. Just whoop. And I just thought that was really cool. It reminded me of it when I just did it. I'm like, oh, it's going to make that sound again. All right. I'm going to go all the way to the edge here. Uh-oh. All right. Now I need to find my other index. These are all the movies. I've watched a lot of movies recently. Those are all the, where did that other index go? Those are all, oh, there it is. I see it. It's on here. So I'm just going to cut this out. And we're going to put this just like we did on the other one. We're just going to put it right there. Oh, I hear my doggie. She's clip-clopping in the other room. So I wonder if that's going to, probably you guys can hear it, but that's just her running around. This one is going to be more trouble. There we go. For the most part, getting this matte transparent sticker paper off the backing has been easier than the regular sticker paper backing. All right, I'm just going to lay that right there. And I'll have my index. Now, let's go ahead and I think I'm going to start on this page because this is the first numbered page. So, let's see. What did I read first? This is the first one I read. And this is the one I'm currently reading. So, we're gonna put those. I'm not gonna separate out the books from the movies. Other than that, the movies, I cut the movies out so that they would go 3 to a page. But these books I made them so big that they're gonna be 2 to a page. I might change that in the future. We'll see. Oops. Okay. This, by the way, this book by Annie Jacobson, Nuclear War. Oh my goodness. That's terrifying. The scenario that she lays out. Sure makes you wonder about how safe we really are. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I managed to do those just right so that they would fit between the lines, so I don't have to cut them each apart. Thank goodness. So I'm just going to lay these all down together. Oops. Has anyone else read this book by Annie Jacobsen? I tend to read quite a bit of nonfiction. I read fiction too, but I do like nonfiction. And she just has a really readable style. And this book just flew by. It was really interesting to me about how our defense systems actually work. All right, I think I want to put that right there. Yep. Ha, that worked out great. Okay, now synopsis and thoughts. The synopsis is going to be a little bit longer, so I want to make sure I leave room for that. So I'm going to have to separate those two, but that's okay. That is okay. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. I started using the transparent matte instead of regular backed sticker paper because I don't like my pages to be stiff. I like actually really like the thinner the paper, the better. I just like the feel of it. I like it when you flip, the pages flip better, I feel like. Oh my gosh, that is not coming off of there. It is being so difficult. And the regular sticker paper, it really makes your pages thick. And I do like adding pictures to my journal and let's see, maybe put that one there. I think that's enough room for a synopsis. Probably not. But that's not going to leave me much room. Where's the other book? So I need to leave room for, oh, I could put the rating up here. That's what I'll do. Okay. That is what I'll do. So if I put, I'll leave 1, 2, 3, 4 lines for the synopsis and 1, 2, 3, 4 lines for thoughts. Let's do that. That might not be enough for thoughts. I'm going to have to be very succinct. I can practice being succinct, clear, concise. That's the word I'm looking for. I will practice being concise with my words instead of wordy. Can I sum up my thoughts in 2 sentences? 2 sentences? Perhaps. All right, thoughts. And then I think what I'll do is I'll put the rating. Maybe published genres. The only thing I need a longer space for is author and title. So that'll work. And I'm just going to give each of these a star rating. So content, out of 5, style, readability. So each of those areas will get how many out of however many stars out of 5. And then I'll have my summed rating. Yeah, I think that'll work. So let's see. I'm gonna fiddle with it again. There we go. Not too bad. I like using the tweezers to lay stuff down because I can see my fingers aren't in the way. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that will be enough room for the author. Should be. I'll write small. I'll make it work. Okay. And then we'll have this one on the bottom, and we're just going to do the same thing all over again, the same setup. I thought about, I have been trying to figure out what I've been wanting to do for a reading journal for months now. And before, I was just putting it in the back in my journal. I was keeping it in my journal. Ooh, that's not going to work. Is she going to be able to get it straight? We shall see. And I didn't like that because now it's going to be in the journal that's fixing to be archived. So all the books that I read in 2024 that I wrote a review for are going to be archived in my 2024 planner. Which means I will have to go digging back through planners to find, like 10 years from now, I'm not going to remember what year I read what book. So I was like, I need a better plan. So that is when I came up with this idea of putting all of my books and movie reviews in one book, and that way I can be like, okay, I watched that movie. I don't remember when I watched it, but I know that I watched it, and I can just go back in this journal instead of having to go back through 10 journals, right? So let me separate that, and then we're gonna cut thoughts off because that one's gonna be separate. And we shall just fiddle with the backing again. So I got this idea, but before I got this idea, I also, because I want to track stats too and stuff, but I don't know that I want to do that on paper. So I got on Etsy. Well, actually, I didn't just get on Etsy. I was watching YouTube videos because I spend way too much time watching YouTube videos, but that's beside the point. This lady was talking about this reading journal tracker that she had created in Notion, which is a note-taking app, which is kind of like it's not just a note-taking app, it's more like a database kind of thing. And she had created this reading journal tracker, and she was walking through all the different things that it automatically, you just enter the data and it tracks all the stats for you. And so I was like, oh, that looks so cool. And so I went to her website and I bought it. It was $8. And so now I'm going to so I'll have my reviews on paper, but I'm going to track all my stats in Notion, which is digital planning, because it does all the math for you. And I'm lazy. Well, I'm not lazy. Ooh, didn't I just have a video talking about not calling ourselves lazy? I did. I have better ways to spend my time. I shall put it that way. All right, thoughts. We'll put thoughts there. That leaves plenty of room. I'm reading In the Likely Event right now. And it's pretty good. It's a light read. It's enjoyable. There's no deep thought there. So when I just want to relax and have a fun read, I'll read something like that. I love sci-fi also. And I'm reading the Iron Flame, which is the second in that series, and The Fourth Wing. That was the first book. I read that last year, and that was really good. And so I started Iron Flame, but I haven't purchased it yet. actually it's on Kindle Unlimited now, and I just started Kindle Unlimited again. So after I finish this one, I will go finish Iron Flame and hopefully be ready when the third book is released, which is in January, I believe. I don't have the date, but it should be coming out in January. So this is what, look at that. It turned out so good. So I'll just handwrite in the other data. And so look at this. So it's still a little stiff, but it is not as stiff as it would be with regular sticker paper. You still get the bend in the paper, which is what I really like. So there's that. And then I also did movies. And I'm going to do something similar with the movies. I think I can get 3 on a page. I'm not going to be able to get 3. I'm not going to be able to do 3 on a page. It's going to be 2 on a page, and that's okay. And then I'll have, that's going to be much shorter. That's too bad. I might have to make these a little smaller so that I can fit 3 on a page, because I think I would like to have 3 on a page, but it will look like that. And then, yeah. So I'll have all of these movies to do. So I had a lot of catch up to do, which is why I wanted to get this video done, because since I have all this time off, I plan on spending some of it at least getting caught up in these journals. So there you have it. That is the completed setup for my media journal. This is the front, the back, and my pockets, the cover page, and my index. And then this is what the actual pages will look like, at least for the books. And then the movies they'll be similar to that with just a little bit different system to keep track of everything. So there is that. And then here is the reference journal, which is very similar. Same idea. There you go. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I will see you on the next one.